Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, was a legendary musician who inspired millions. However, her personal life was often surrounded by rumors and controversy that shrouded her legacy. Recently, her family made headlines by confirming some of the awful rumors that had long been speculated. Join us as we explore the truth behind these revelations and uncover the real story. Health challenges. Franklin's journey was a tapestry of triumphs and tribulations, defined by her health struggles and the resilience that propelled her forward. Her narrative is both uplifting and deeply relatable, illustrating a woman who was steadfast in her quest to overcome obstacles. In 1974, she accomplished an impressive milestone by losing 40 pounds through a rigorous low-calorie regimen. For a significant period, she embraced her transformed appearance, but life had its surprises. The early 1990s brought another weight loss, followed by a gradual regain. Additionally, she grappled with smoking and alcohol issues. In 1994, she revealed that smoking had begun to take a toll on her iconic voice.
I stopped smoking in January, and I gained 50 pounds in the interim. But that's all right.
Although she successfully quit in 1992, she humorously noted in 2003 that her efforts to stop smoking led to a new struggle. Her weight increased. In 2010, Franklin encountered a serious health scare that forced her to cancel performances and undergo surgery for an undisclosed tumor. It was reported that she refuted speculation about pancreatic cancer, asserting that the problem had been resolved. The surgery had a positive outcome. She shed 85 pounds and felt revitalized. In May 2011, she made a triumphant return at the Chicago Theater, demonstrating that no setback could dim her spirit. Health issues continued to challenge her. In 2013, she canceled several shows for undisclosed treatments, yet her resolve remained unshaken. By the end of the year, she was back on stage, performing at a Christmas concert and gearing up for a tour in 2014. In 2017, Franklin announced it would be her last year of touring, although she had a few performances lined up for 2018. Sadly, her health had different plans in store. However, these weren't the only challenges Aretha faced before her life was tragically cut short. She struggled in both her personal and professional life. Aretha's from troubled beginnings. Aretha Louise. Franklin was born on March 25, 1942, in Memphis, Tennessee, to Barbara and Clarence LaVaughn, C.L.E. Franklin. Her father was a renowned Baptist minister and circuit preacher, while her mother was a talented pianist and vocalist. Aretha's formative years were marked by the family's frequent relocations, ultimately leading them to settle in Detroit, Michigan, when she was just 5. C.L. Franklin took on the role of pastor at New Bethel Baptist Church in Detroit, where he became known for his dynamic preaching style. However, his personal life was riddled with controversy. As detailed in his biography, Singing in a Strange Land, C.L. had an affair with a teenage member of his congregation, which contradicted his public persona as a devout man. Meanwhile, Barbara also had a child, Vaughn, with another man, further complicating their already strained marriage. In 1948, when Aretha was 6, her parents' tumultuous relationship finally fell apart. Barbara moved to Buffalo, New York, taking Vaughn with her and leaving Aretha and her siblings behind with CL. This separation was a crushing blow for young Aretha, who had a deep bond with her mother. Her sister Irma later described their parents' relationship as tumultuous, emphasizing their father's violent temper and notorious reputation with women. Aretha herself later reflected on these challenging times, recalling how women in the church would compete for her father's attention. In a 2018 NPR interview, she recounted seeing women in the front row of the congregation dressed to attract his gaze. This complicated atmosphere had a profound impact on Aretha, who became increasingly shy and withdrawn after her mother's departure. Aretha's sister Carolyn, who shared a room with her, witnessed the emotional toll of the separation. She remembered Aretha crying herself to sleep for days, her sorrow evident. This emotional pain was compounded in 1952 when tragedy struck again. Aretha's mother, Barbara, passed away suddenly from a heart attack. At just 10 years old, Aretha was left to grapple with this profound loss. In her memoir, From These Roots, Aretha Franklin shared the deep sorrow she experienced following her mother's death, recalling how she spent hours in tears after the funeral. To navigate this profound loss, Aretha and her siblings found solace in a circle of nurturing women, including their grandmother Rachel and gospel legend Mahalia Jackson, who provided them with care and support during such a challenging period. Amidst these trials, Aretha's father recognized her musical gifts early on. He would lift her onto a chair during church services so the congregation could admire her as she performed. By the age of 10, Aretha was already dreaming of a future in gospel music. Her remarkable talent was evident, and as a teenager, she became a member of the junior choir that accompanied her father on his preaching engagements. It was on one of these journeys to California that Aretha encountered Sam Cooke, the renowned lead singer of the Soul Stirrers. Observing Cooke's successful shift from gospel to mainstream pop music left a profound impact on her.
If I really, really, really had to, I suppose I would, but since I really, really, really don't have to, I don't.
His journey ignited a spark of ambition in young Aretha, encouraging her to envision a life beyond the confines of her father's church. But what were the rumors that always surrounded Aretha? Were they all true? Keep watching to uncover the truth. Whispers of controversy. The remarkable journey of Aretha Franklin, known as the Queen of Soul, was marked by both brilliance and shadows. Among the most troubling whispers were those related to her teenage years and early motherhood. Aretha became a mother at just 12 years old, welcoming her first son, Clarence. The choice of name, shared with her father, the renowned preacher C.L. Franklin, ignited speculation and rumors that spread throughout Detroit and beyond. The unsettling question lingered: could her child's father have been her dad? This mystery fueled gossip for decades. Aretha never disclosed who Clarence's father was, leaving a gap that was quickly filled by speculation. However, her brother and manager, Cecil Franklin, offered a different narrative. In a conversation with David Ritz, Aretha's biographer, Cecil claimed that the father was merely a schoolmate, an ordinary boy with whom Aretha had little connection. He suggested that their relationship was not significant for either of them. In her memoir, From These Roots, Aretha minimized the impact of her first pregnancy, describing it as unremarkable. Cecil supported her view, mentioning that their father, while concerned, reacted with understanding rather than anger. C.L. Franklin took the opportunity to teach his children about the repercussions of intimate behavior, a lesson he would revisit in the years to come. By the age of 15, Aretha found herself pregnant again, this time naming the father as Edward Jordan. She gave birth to her second son, Edward, on August 31, 1957. While Aretha's memoir suggested that her father responded with kindness, Cecil painted a different picture, indicating that C.L. Franklin was far less accepting and expressed disappointment over her circumstances. Aretha Franklin was always protective of her past, especially regarding her early pregnancies, seldom discussing them in public. She leaned on her grandmother Rachel and sister Irma for support in raising her children, which enabled her to pursue her rising music career. Even with the difficulties of juggling motherhood and her ambitions, Aretha prioritized spending time with her kids, making sure they felt her love and presence, even while she was away performing.
There, listening to your father, Reverend C.L. Franklin's sermons. Could you remember what you felt?
Don't want to start off on that note.
Okay.
Despite her successful career, Aretha's romantic life was turbulent, marked by losses and divorces that affected her journey. The struggles behind the Queen of Soul. Aretha Franklin's romantic life was as turbulent as her formative years. She married Ted White in 1961 when she was just 18. a union that began with what seemed like fate after they met at a party in her family home. However, the reality of their marriage was far from a fairy tale. White's unpredictable nature and violent behavior turned their relationship into a nightmare. Cecil Franklin described him as both irresponsible and harmful, detailing the physical and emotional suffering Aretha endured. Despite her rise to fame with powerful songs like Respect, her personal life was marred by turmoil, with many witnesses observing White's aggressive outbursts. To cope with her anguish, Aretha reportedly sought solace in alcohol. Her agent, Ruth Bowen, became concerned as she noticed Aretha drinking before shows. Although her extraordinary talent shone through, the effects of alcohol began to manifest, resulting in falls, missed performances, and a decline in her usual standards. Nevertheless, Aretha maintained a facade of control, refusing to admit to any drinking problems as her struggles deepened. After enduring years of hardship, Aretha separated from White in 1968, finalizing their divorce the following year. This decision marked a significant turning point, allowing her to pursue independence and tranquility. Her second marriage to actor Glenn Turman started with hope. They tied the knot on April 11, 1978, at C.L. Franklin's church, and Aretha embraced her role as a stepmother to Turman's 3 children. However, their relationship encountered difficulties, leading to their separation in 1982 and a finalized divorce in 1984, closing the chapter on Aretha's quest for enduring love. Throughout her life, family remained a vital support system for Aretha, both personally and in her music career. Her sisters, Carolyn and Irma, were not only her closest allies, but also integral to her musical legacy, contributing their voices to many of her celebrated tracks. The Franklin family's collective love for music forged a connection that helped them navigate the difficulties they encountered. Sadly, Aretha faced significant heartache with the loss of her family members. In 1988, her sister Carolyn lost her battle with breast cancer, followed by Cecil's passing from lung cancer in 1989. Irma's fight against throat cancer ended in 2002. Each of these losses profoundly affected Aretha, who grieved deeply while remaining dedicated to her musical pursuits. Aretha's family history was further complicated by revelations about her half-sister, Carl Ellen Kelly, who was born from a troubling relationship between C.L. Franklin and a 12-year-old girl from his congregation. This discovery added yet another layer to Aretha's already complex family situation. In the midst of these challenges, Aretha found comfort in the presence of close friends, particularly Willie Wilkerson, a Vietnam War veteran and firefighter from Detroit. Wilkerson became a reliable source of support, caring for Aretha during her health struggles and standing by her through various life challenges. In 2012, Aretha announced her engagement to Wilkerson, but it was unexpectedly called off without any explanation. Aretha's enduring bonds in the music industry. Aretha Franklin was celebrated for her extraordinary friendships within the music scene. She was known to have close ties with fellow musicians such as Dionne Warwick, Mavis Staples, and Cissy Houston. It was reported that Aretha and Cissy worked together as part of the Sweet Inspirations, with Houston contributing her vocals to Aretha's iconic track Ain't No Way. This collaboration exemplified the camaraderie that thrived among these gifted women. Aretha's relationship with Cissy Houston also extended to Cissy's daughter, Whitney Houston. Sources indicate that Aretha first met Whitney in the early 1970s and later embraced the title of honorary aunt, a role she cherished deeply.
What is it about Beyonce there? Because you're a big fan of hers as well.
Yes, I heard she was a fan of mine.
Whitney affectionately referred to Aretha as Auntie Ree, a name that reflected their strong bond. Tragically, when Whitney passed away in 2012, Aretha had intended to perform at her memorial service but had to cancel due to a leg spasm, highlighting the profound sorrow she felt. Aretha's impact reached far beyond her personal connections, as evidenced by her unforgettable public performances. On January 20, 2009, she captivated audiences with a powerful rendition of My Country, 'Tis of Thee, at President Barack Obama's ceremony. Her performance, coupled with her signature church hat, became an internet sensation, further solidifying her legacy as a cultural icon. The accolades for Aretha's contributions continued to pour in. In 2010, she received an honorary degree from Yale University, a testament to her significant influence on music and the arts. In December 2015, Aretha once again mesmerized audiences during the Kennedy Center Honors, while paying tribute to Carole King, who co-wrote You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Aretha delivered a stunning performance that left the audience, including King herself, on their feet, showcasing her remarkable ability to evoke emotion through her voice even after decades in the industry. A voice that defined an era. Richie Unterberger once stated that Aretha Franklin stands as one of the most significant figures in soul music and American pop culture overall. He asserted that no other artist could capture the spirit of gospel-infused soul quite like she did. Unterberger often referred to her as an extraordinary singer and musician, attributing her vocal versatility, interpretive depth, and outstanding piano abilities as fundamental aspects of her brilliance. Critics consistently emphasized the distinctive qualities of Franklin's voice, often describing it as a powerful mezzo-soprano that could stir profound emotions. Jerry Wexler, reflecting on her debut album, Songs of Faith, which she released at the tender age of 14, remarked that her voice transcended that of a child, likening it to that of an ecstatic hierophant. Randy Lewis, another notable critic, lauded her piano talents, calling them magical and inspirational. David Remnick highlighted that Franklin's greatness extended beyond the sheer power of her voice. It also encompassed her musical intellect. He noted her unique ability to sing slightly behind the beat, transforming a single word or syllable into an emotional tour de force. He described her iconic track Respect as a creation as meticulously crafted as a Ming vase, underscoring the precision and care she infused into the emotional weight of each performance. Musicians and industry icons such as Elton John, Keith Richards, Carole King, and Clive Davis have expressed their admiration for Franklin's prowess as both a vocalist and pianist. They frequently conveyed their astonishment at her capacity to elevate any song she performed, turning it into something timeless and unforgettable. In 2015, former U.S. President Barack Obama shared a heartfelt reflection on Franklin's influence, stating that she represented the bridge between African American spiritual music, the blues, R&B, and rock and roll.
Such a range that no matter what key you begin in, the lows are too low and the highs are too high.
No, because when you have range, you can go from one end of the spectrum to the other.
He regarded her unique talent for turning adversity and grief into beauty and optimism as unmatched. Obama expressed how profoundly touched he felt when Franklin sang pieces like A Natural Woman. To him, her music embodied the richness of the American experience, encapsulating the peaks and valleys, the challenges and victories, and the promise of togetherness and elevation. But why did Aretha struggle with insecurities despite her success and fame? How did she overcome this challenge? Aretha's insecurities and rivalries. Aretha Franklin, despite her extraordinary achievements and the adoration of countless fans, grappled with deep-seated insecurities throughout her life. These feelings of self-doubt frequently emerged as jealousy and friction with other notable female artists, such as Roberta Flack, Barbra Streisand, Gladys Knight, Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross, and Natalie Cole. Her sister Carolyn shed light on the origins of these insecurities, revealing that Aretha often questioned her value. It was reported that Carolyn shared that Aretha feared she wasn't talented enough as a singer, attractive enough as a woman, or committed enough as a mother, describing it as a profound insecurity. These feelings of inadequacy lingered with Aretha, influencing her relationships and interactions with her peers. In 1989, following a duet with Whitney Houston, Aretha made a pointed remark about her younger counterpart, asserting that Whitney lacked her wisdom and maturity as a recording artist. This statement highlighted the competitive spirit of the music industry and Aretha's resolve to uphold her status as the Queen of Soul. Even with the rise of new artists, she fiercely defended her title and legacy. This protectiveness was evident again at the 2008 Grammy Awards when Beyoncé referred to Tina Turner as the Queen. Aretha, known for her straightforwardness, publicly voiced her discontent. It was reported that she expressed uncertainty about whose toes she may have stepped on, or whose ego she may have bruised between the Grammy writers and Beyoncé, dismissing the introduction as a cheap way for controversy. Her response illustrated her sensitivity to any perceived threat to her reign, even if it was unintentional. Aretha's interactions with her female peers were often marked by tension. It was reported that her sister Irma, who passed away in 2002, encapsulated this dynamic by stating that Aretha had always struggled with her female contemporaries. She fantasizes that they would all vanish, leaving her as the sole singer.
You think I'm gullible?
I think that you can be.
Well,
With the right man.
yeah, no, I'm not gullible.
How did the Queen of Soul pass away? What were the circumstances surrounding her death? And how did the public react? A Queen's Farewell. On August 13, 2018, Aretha Franklin was reported to be seriously ill at her residence in Riverfront Towers, Detroit. She was receiving hospice care and was surrounded by family and friends during this difficult time. Notable visitors included Stevie Wonder, Jesse Jackson, and her ex-husband, Glenn Turman, who came to say their goodbyes. Sadly, Aretha passed away on August 16, 2018, at the age of 76. Medical reports later confirmed that the cause of her death was a malignant pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor, a rare type of cancer that differs from the more common pancreatic cancer. There was speculation that she had not left a will, which led to discussions regarding her estate. In the meantime, tributes began to flood in from around the globe. Former President Barack Obama remarked that Aretha helped define the American experience, while civil rights leader Al Sharpton referred to her as a civil rights and humanitarian icon, emphasizing her significant influence on both music and society. A memorial service was held on August 19, 2018 at Aretha's home church, New Bethel Baptist Church. Thousands of fans came to pay their respects during her public lying in repose at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. The grand homegoing service took place on August 31 at Greater Grace Temple in Detroit, with news outlets streaming the event, which featured tributes from numerous celebrities, politicians, and family members. Performers and speakers at the service included Ariana Grande, Stevie Wonder, Bill Clinton, Chaka Khan, Jennifer Hudson, and Yolanda Adams, among others, each honoring Aretha's remarkable legacy in touching ways. It was noted that Aretha had specifically requested Reverend Jasper Williams Jr. to deliver her eulogy, as he had previously eulogized her father. The eulogy, however, ignited a wave of controversy. Reports indicated that Williams took the opportunity to deliver a political message, labeling children raised without fathers as abortion after birth, and voicing concerns about the neglect of black-on-black violence. Vaughn, Aretha's nephew, was said to be disappointed, feeling that Williams did not honor her memory appropriately and diverted too much attention to unrelated issues. Following the service, a procession was broadcast along 7 Mile Road, leading to Aretha's final resting place at Woodlawn Cemetery in Detroit. Fans and family members described the day as a heartfelt tribute to the Queen of Soul, whose impact and legacy are destined to resonate for many years to come. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.